Hey there everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're exploring the captivating history of football. We're diving deep into the world of what most people on Earth call football, but you might know as soccer. From ancient times to the modern era, football has captivated billions with its simplicity and elegance. This is the epic history of football. So where did this whole football thing even begin? Well, it turns out humans have been kicking balls around for a really long time. Evidence suggests that ancient civilizations in China, Japan, and Mesoamerica all had their own versions of ball games. One of the earliest forms of football, as we know it, emerged in England around the 2nd century AD. It was called folk football, and let's just say it was a bit more chaotic than the game we know today. There were barely any rules, and matches often descended into wild brawls in the streets. Over the centuries, football continued to evolve, and by the Middle Ages, it had become a popular pastime in England. But it was still a far cry from the organised sport we see today. By the 19th century, football was being played in schools and universities across England, and formal rules began to emerge. It was during this time that the modern game of football as we know it really began to take shape. Picture this. It's 1863 and a group of passionate football enthusiasts gather in a London tavern. They founded the Football Association, the FA, the first official governing body for the sport. This marked a pivotal moment, establishing a standardized set of rules and laying the foundation for the organized game we know and love today. Fast forward to 1904 and the love for football has transcended borders, spreading across Europe and beyond. Recognizing the need for an international governing body, representatives from several countries joined forces to create FIFA. Their goal? To promote and regulate the beautiful game on a global scale. FIFA's early years were dedicated to organizing international friendlies and establishing a framework for competition, but it was in 1930 that their most ambitious dream became a reality, the first ever FIFA World Cup. Uruguay, a nation deeply passionate about football, earned the honor of hosting this inaugural tournament. Let's rewind to 1930, a time when the world was still reeling from the aftermath of World War I. In the midst of this global uncertainty, a beacon of hope emerged, the first ever FIFA World Cup. Uruguay, a nation brimming with footballing passion, had earned the right to host this inaugural tournament. 13 national teams answered the call, embarking on a journey to South America to etch their names in footballing history. The tournament unfolded with all the drama and excitement one could expect from such a momentous occasion. Group stages saw fierce battles, unexpected upsets, and moments of individual brilliance that left spectators in awe. The final, held on July 30th, 1930, was a spectacle that would forever be etched in footballing folklore. Uruguay and Argentina, two fierce rivals, battled it out for supremacy. In the end, it was Uruguay who emerged victorious, securing a 4-2 victory and etching their name in the history books as the first ever FIFA World Cup champions. As the 1930s drew to a close, a dark cloud loomed over the world, the outbreak of World War II. The global conflict cast a long shadow over every aspect of life, and football was far from immune to its devastating effects. The 1942 and 1946 World Cups were cancelled as nations around the world turned their attention to the war effort. Many footballers enlisted in their respective armed forces, trading their jerseys for uniforms. The stadiums that had once echoed with the roar of cheering crowds fell silent, transformed into makeshift hospitals or military bases. But even in the darkest of times, the spirit of football flickered. When the guns finally fell silent in 1945, the world began the long and arduous process of rebuilding. The post-war era marked a period of rebirth and renewal for football. The 1950 World Cup held in Brazil was a testament to the resilient spirit of the sport. Uruguay once again stole the show, defeating Brazil in a dramatic final that left an entire nation in stunned silence. The 1950s and 1960s witnessed the rise of some of football's most legendary figures. Players like Ferenc Puskas, Alfredo Di Stefano and Stanley Matthews graced the pitch with their extraordinary talent. These were the pioneers who helped to redefine what was possible on a football pitch. The 1950s and 1960s were a golden age for football, a time when legends were made and the beautiful game truly captured the hearts and minds of the world. The world was captivated by a new brand of football, one that was as beautiful to watch as it was effective. This was the era of Jogo Bonito, the beautiful game, and at its heart was Brazil. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico provided the perfect stage for Brazil's dazzling display of talent. Led by the incomparable Pelé, Brazil took the world by storm. Their style of play was a joy to behold, fluid, attacking and brimming with individual brilliance. Brazil's triumph in 1970 marked the beginning of an era of dominance for Brazilian football. They had captivated the world with their style, their flair, and their unwavering commitment to Jogo Bonito. The 1980s and 1990s were decades of change, both on and off the pitch. In 1986, Diego Maradona, the enigmatic Argentine genius, single-handedly dragged his team to glory in Mexico. His performances were the stuff of legend, a mesmerizing blend of skill, vision, and unbridled passion. From the infamous Hand of God goal to the breathtaking solo run against England, Maradona etched his name into World Cup folklore. 4 years later in Italy, the world witnessed the emergence of a new kind of footballing icon, Salvatore Schillaci. The 1994 World Cup in the United States marked a turning point for the sport. Brazil emerged victorious once again, showcasing a more pragmatic defensive style of play. And who could forget the drama of the 1998 World Cup final? France, led by Zinedine Zidane, triumphed on home soil, defeating Brazil in a one-sided final. As the new millennium dawned, football entered a period of rapid evolution. The advent of new technologies, coupled with advances in sports science and tactical analysis, transformed the way the game was played. The rise of tiki-taka, a style of play characterized by short passing, high pressing, and fluid movement, revolutionized football in the 2000s. Barcelona, under Pep Guardiola, became the embodiment of this philosophy. The 2002 World Cup in South Korea and Japan saw the emergence of a new global order. Technology also played an increasingly prominent role in the game. The 2010s saw the rise of a new generation of superstars led by Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar. The 2010s were a decade of triumphs and heartbreaks, of stunning upsets and historic victories. The 2010 World Cup in South Africa saw Spain, masters of tiki-taka, finally claim their place at the pinnacle of world football. 4 years later in Brazil, Germany dismantled the host nation 7-1 in a semi-final encounter that sent shockwaves through the footballing world. They went on to lift the trophy, their fourth World Cup title. The 2018 World Cup in Russia saw France, led by Kylian Mbappé, emerge victorious. Their blend of youthful exuberance and tactical nous proved too much for Croatia in a thrilling final. These recent tournaments have highlighted the global nature of the sport. As we look to the future, one thing is certain. Football is constantly evolving. The game is becoming increasingly globalized, with new talents emerging from all corners of the world. The rise of women's football is another exciting development, with participation and viewership reaching unprecedented levels. Technological advancements will continue to shape the sport, from AI-powered analysis to virtual reality training. The future of football is also about inclusivity. Efforts to combat racism, discrimination and inequality within the sport are gaining momentum. The 2026 World Cup, hosted jointly by the United States, Canada and Mexico, promises to be a landmark event. From its humble beginnings to its status as a global phenomenon, football has come a long way. We've journeyed through time, witnessing the birth of legends, the drama of World Cup clashes, and the evolution of the sport we know and love. But one thing remains constant: football's unparalleled ability to unite people from all walks of life. It's a game that transcends borders, languages, and cultures, bringing joy, passion, and a sense of community to billions around the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of football.